Hi guys, it's Sybil and welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I just want to say I'm sorry it's been a while since I've created content and uploaded videos on here. I have been waiting for a particular time frame in order to do like a revamp on these, and that just hasn't happened. So I apologize again for like the dark backdrop behind me. I'm really hoping that soon I'll be able to have like my own little space, but currently at the moment I don't, so I'm just working with what I've got. And I've kind of just decided, you know what, I'm just going to bite the bullet. I'm just going to create content anyway. I just need to kind of do this where I feel like the last few videos that I've made, I've really like overthought them, and I've just felt very like serious, and I kind of just want to relax a little bit in terms of like how I put this out there, because I definitely get very in my head about these, and I just kind of want to show a bit more of my personality as well within these. In saying that, I also would really love your input and would love like your ideas in terms of like content you guys want to see, or you know, the topics that you guys would like me to cover. Please let me know in the comments below. I would greatly appreciate that. And one of the things that has like held me back from making videos has been like the negative self-talk and all that kind of thing, which ties into like self-limiting beliefs and doubt, which I will talk about in this video. So I'm really just gonna step right into it. Lately I've been doing like a lot of self-healing and like self-development, self-growth, self-love work over the last like 1.5 years. And I did a thing a few like days ago where I was having to look at, you know, what it is that I wanted out of my life, and kind of like what's been stopping me from really like getting it. One of the things that came up was like doubt, and what I would be like feeding myself, I guess, you know, and what it was like that was making me like, I guess like for this video I'll talk about doubt and resistance to change. I'll coincide like both of them. A lot of them kind of like, for me personally, go hand in hand, and I'll ask questions so that you guys can like ask yourself like what it is, you know, whatever it is that you want out of life, what it is like that could potentially be like coming up for you and stopping you from like getting there. So, you know, we all have doubts from time to time, and like lately I've been, I guess, feeding that like more so into like things that I have been wanting to do, and stopping myself from like doing them by coming up with excuses. I guess just because like a lot of the time I would be so afraid of like it potentially like not working out, and I was so afraid of like change in regards to like the what ifs. So like the doubts that would come up for me, and like that negative self-talk. I really was just like, okay, well, there's this thing that I want, but you know, is it really like, can I really like achieve this? Can I really get it? Is it really possible for me to do it? And so I'd be like feeding myself like all this talk. Like one of them would be like creating content is one for me. So as much as I like want to like get these ideas out there and talk about this kind of like talk about the issues that have like been going on for me personally that I feel like people may relate to, I don't talk about like issues, and I don't really use my voice a lot. I don't like being on camera, if I'm being completely honest. I'm very camera shy, and like doing this, like doing these channels and stuff like that was like a big risk for me, and I didn't know whether or not it was something that I could do. And so when I started doing them, I was like, okay, yeah, this is okay. And then I really started feeding into the doubt and, you know, the excuses that I had, and came up with all of these like different scenarios. And like the thing I said at the start, the whole time thing, like, yes, that is a reason I would keep telling myself, but I don't understand, like, I put so much of like this pressure and like this excuse to like have this set, when I could have just kept being like, you know what, it's okay if it doesn't work out how it's meant to, just as long as I keep doing it. And I stopped doing it because I fed so much into like the negative self-talk and the doubt in it, and I was so resistant like to change and like what could come from it, that I liked staying in like that safety net and feeling comfortable, you know, like I felt comfortable that I didn't have to like talk about things, I didn't have to like you know, voice my opinion or openly like talk, be on camera, all of this kind of stuff. And I've like gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what, I just need, like, who cares? I need to start doing things that I enjoy or I might enjoy, because it's things that, like, it's these things that are going to make me grow, that are going to make me change, that are going to make me be a bit more confident in like my skin, all that kind of stuff. And I felt like not doing that, like staying in my safety net, was just not going to help me like evolve and grow and like really sit with like the stuff that was like going on for me. So a couple of things which I will talk about in other videos was like, I want to talk about like people pleasing in another one. And that was like a big thing for me, and it was a big thing of like one of my doubts that was like holding me back. Being a perfectionist, you know, I have like heaps of things that go on in my head, and like needing to get everything right, needing everything to be perfect, and if it's not perfect then it's just not good enough. So all of these things would keep feeding into me, and they would stop me from like going out and pursuing and doing things. And I just was like, I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep trying and just see where it goes, because the only thing that is like holding me back ultimately is myself from like going out and doing these things and pursuing them, just because I'm listening to all of this like negative self-talk, and the fact that, you know, I don't feel like it's gonna get anywhere because I'm so comfortable with where I am. And I guess like that's the whole thing too, the resistance to change as well. I was resisting like the changes that could come with this because I was so comfortable like listening to the doubt, listening to like where I am at the moment, which is great. Like it feels safe, it feels secure. I don't feel like I'm breaking out of anything in order to really like, you know, push myself. But at that same time, I'm not really expanding on like what it is that's going on for me, making sure that like I can get to like this place where I'm happy and confident and, you know, like so secure with my like within my skin, that whatever comes up in regards to change and thrown my way, that I'll be okay. I really just want you guys to like ask yourself like certain questions. So like, if there is things that you want out of this life, but there are things that are holding you back, like doubts or negative self-talk, or, you know, like negative feelings, anything like that in regards to like what it is that you want, I want you guys just to ask yourself like why, and like what it is that's coming up for you in regards to that. What it is that you feel like you can shift in order to do that. Like, is it something, you know, just like as like speaking your mind, or, you know, like are you coming up with like excuses of like not enough time, or are you trying to keep yourself busy, like all this kind of stuff. I just want you to like sit with it, really feel out like what it is that's like coming up for you, and like find out maybe like the why behind it, and like why you're so like resistant to like change, or like resistance to like stepping out and like, you know, overcoming like that doubt and that fear. I can't like, I could only speak from my own personal experience for me, like what's going on and like what it is that like has come up for me. And I will talk about them in a few of my other videos, because I really do want to talk about like trauma, and like different like what stemmed from that for me, you know, different like attachment styles, all this kind of like stuff I do eventually want to talk about in like a couple of my other videos. A lot of them will be probably personal. I'm going to try and make them so that they're a bit of a combination of both, because I can only speak from my own personal experience, and I'm hoping that like it can possibly help resonate with other people that may have gone through like similar situations. And if it doesn't, like I just want you guys to like really look at like what's happening for you, what's happened to you, and like really just sit with like those thoughts and those feelings and figure out why it is that you might be like feeling those things, or you know, coming up with things, and what it is that you may want out of this life but is stopping you from ultimately getting there. Because at the end of the day, we are only like limiting, I feel like we're only limiting ourselves from like, we are only stopping ourselves from like achieving what it is that we want. And I feel like we do need to go through and like work through things, you know, like on a level that is comfortable like for us. I really hope that you guys liked this video. I did make it a bit more personal. It pretty much, it's like about doubt and change, and how, you know, we may be like using excuses, or we may be feeding into like our negative self-talk and like our doubt and fears and just anxiety, because we're afraid of change, or afraid of like doing something based off like what it is that could be going on for us internally. You know, maybe like the fear of being judged. I know that one's a big one for me, which again I will talk about in a different video, because it falls under people pleasing. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this content. If you would like to see more from me, please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys for my next video. Alright, take care, bye.